Hello and welcome. My name is Mary LaSalle, and I am the host and my co-host, Ricky McKenna. And this is the Connector's Edge podcast. We're really glad we're here. We're really glad you're here watching us. And if you're on YouTube, you can see us, our little funny faces. But if you're not, if you're on your podcast apps, then that's fine. You can just listen to us. But I recommend that even if you're listening to us, you should go over to YouTube and see what we look like because
Absolutely.
we're just gorgeous and all. And so today we have a wonderful guest, and I'm going to let Ricky explain to you a little bit more about the guest and why she's here today. But I want to tell you a little bit about Referral Business Builders. So referralbusinessbuilders.com is a place for entrepreneurs, small business owners, and people who want to go in that direction to get together. It's a community. We have a community place where we can get together. We record most everything we do, and it's all available for you to watch if you missed the live presentation, and especially things like this. This is a podcast that goes out, but you may want to watch it. And so it's so easy to go into the community and see everything that's going on. One of my favorite places is the Wall of Love. So when you meet somebody fantastic like Brenda here and you want to know more about her, her whole information is right there for you. You get to see what she looks like and you can read about her, and she talks a little bit about her. And we do an interview so that you can get to know a little bit about how you guys can connect. So that's about all I'm going to say about it, except for one more thing, and that is the book club. So every Monday morning at 7:30 Central Time, then you could come and hang out with us and learn and connect. See, that's what it's all about, is connect. So that's why we call this the Connector's Edge podcast. So Ricky, I want you to just get over now before I yippee yappy all day long.
Well, welcome everybody. And good morning, Brenda. Welcome to you. Something that Marion kind of didn't explain is that we are international. It's not just a local podcast. The local podcasts are wonderful, and yet international, the connecting is the thing that really brought me in, other than the fact that Marion and I have known each other for,
Oh,
gosh, maybe
wow.
30 years.
Oh,
Are you that
wow.
old, Marion? I am.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. And we've had a good time, and we're still having a good time. So we want to bring those good times to you and invite you to join us. And with that in
Thank you.
mind, that's why I invited Brenda. Brenda and I met on, actually, it was similar to a podcast, but it was a meeting where those of us who are speakers get together and we actually practice our speaking as well as meeting other speakers and listening and learning. Pardon me. And Brenda is an expert in that field. She is also an expert in LinkedIn, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brenda, but you specialize with things on LinkedIn and getting people to get more leads using LinkedIn
Ooh.
and other online programs. And so with that, I would love for you to meet Brenda. Brenda Marie Sheldrake is in Canada. Um, and that's beautiful. I've been there several times on the East Coast and the West Coast. Um, and yet Brenda and I met online, which is where we are today and where we've been for years. So with that, Brenda, take it away. Welcome to the Connector's Edge podcast.
Thank you so much, Ricky. And Marion, it's so good to meet you today. This is my first time meeting Marion, but yes, Ricky and I met on another event. And I love everything about what you were saying because I don't have the title connector. I have the title Biz Leads Expert. Marion, Ricky was totally correct. I do lead generation through relationship building. So that's
Oh.
something you and I have in
Mm,
common because it's
Woo!
all about building the relationships and the
got
connect.
chills. Woohoo.
And
I love you
then,
already.
thank you. And then after you build that relationships, getting to know what each other need for help so that you can give referrals and do introductions.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on LinkedIn as long as it's been around. Um, I I never really paid too much attention to it though, because people that would connect with me just wanted to sell me something. And so I just kind of left it alone for a long time. But now I'm back thinking, this is a place where I can actually meet people. So I think it's up to us to create that safe space where people can connect with us without being in fear of being sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I agree with you 100%. And I think that the more that we share the message that LinkedIn is the business people's platform, but that it's not for sales on first meetings.
No.
That
Right.
if you're first meeting somebody, there is no way you can sell to them yet because I see it all the time. They send me, I have the perfect widget for you. Buy my widget. But what they failed to do is they failed to find out whether I needed a widget.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I love that simply because I've experienced the same things on LinkedIn and other platforms. And I don't know about the both of you, but I get a plethora of scammy emails wanting to sell me something, wanting to revamp my website so that it has better SEO and has this, that, and the other thing. And I just delete. It's just to the point and and block. But as far as LinkedIn, what I've found is when I've posted something like an informative little blurb, a paragraph or something that lets people know what I'm doing, what I have to offer, and it's not a sales pitch. And I sometimes even write, this is not a sales pitch, or this is not, I'm not trying to sell. Here's information. I hope it's valuable to you. I hope you can use it. Can you talk about that, Brenda?
Well, definitely one of the first challenges with that is in this day and age, I'm gonna just touch on something that's very prevalent, and that's AI.
Hmm.
So people are getting inundated with messages and with posts that they think are the writer is working to make something that's informative and that's going to also generate some interaction, right? We don't we don't create posts just to create posts. Same way, you lovely ladies don't create a podcast just to create the podcast here and then turn off the camera and say, oh, that was fun. If we were going to do that, we would just have a conversation. The three of us wouldn't bother recording it. We want to also share some information with other people.
Yes.
But in this day and age, people are using bots so much, and the bots are putting messages. What the bots do is they go on LinkedIn, they crawl through people's profiles, and then they identify people who have some characteristic that the sender is looking for. So then they will tag that person on the post, or they will send the post through an email to that person. But then people are very smart. We eventually figure out that we're talking to a bot and we respond negatively. So we've become skeptical. So when someone like yourself, Ricky, is about is there going, if I respond, if I
Mm.
comment, is the next message going to be the gotcha where you're going to send me the, okay, now buy this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a big
That
challenge.
some form of that does go through my mind. You're right. But I just get to the point where I know some of the things are probably helpful, but when I get a hey Ricky, I'm too old for hey Rickies. You know, I'll admit it. I don't want a hey Ricky. And I drive people crazy, particularly my husband, and I used to drive my kids crazy with the English language and correcting them with some of the goofy phrases that we use that are colloquialisms or whatever. But I get to the point where I don't want to look at it. I literally last night deleted 961 emails from one of my emails. I went through them quickly. I read fast and I culled a few things out, but there's so much spam.
There
And
is.
I took time, pardon me, I took time to click, report spam, one out on quite a few of them that were repeated. But it does take time for those to get through. And I think sometimes those don't even work. But with LinkedIn, I've found my target market basically is entrepreneurs and sometimes stay-at-home moms or people going into their second, third, or fourth career where they're either not they're not cooking for a family anymore. They want to cook for one, but they don't want to bother cooking for one. That type of a person, and I want to appeal to their sense of helping themselves, and that's it. I'm here to help other people do for themselves, and I find it difficult to connect sometimes with LinkedIn, other than offering information and thinking, hoping that maybe somebody will want more.
So I think that I've got a couple tips for you if you'd like them.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so I think that the first thing is to choose a time when you're going to post and post consistently at that time. I don't mean, now when I say that, I don't mean 7 days a week at 7 o'clock, you're going to do a post.
Right.
But if you say, I'm going to post 3 times a week on LinkedIn, don't post at 7 a.m. on Monday and at noon on Wednesday and at 7 p.m. on Friday. Because what happens is the person who found value in your 7 a.m. post, they're probably a 7 a.m. reader. So they're going to keep looking for you at 7 a.m. And when they don't see you, they're going to think, oh, that was really cool, but I hope she posts
Oops.
some more. And the person who sees you at noon
Oh,
is going to respond in the
Brenda,
same way.
you're freezing and you're
Oh, please.
intermittent. Can you repeat the last part, please? Your picture is frozen. Is it
I'm
that
so
cold up
sorry.
in Canada?
We have these cold flashes that come over my Zoom quite frequently, I'm afraid. I hope that if somebody's a viewer and knows how to solve this problem, I would love to talk to them if any of your viewers have suggestions. Um, so what I was saying was, whichever time you choose, post at the same time because people
Hmm.
are going to come back and look for you at that time. Now, they may not comment on day one, even though they find you educational, they may not comment. But then on day two, maybe they'll put an emoji in, but they might not do anything else. And
Hmm.
then when they see you on the day three that you post, even if it's the following week, whatever your frequency is, when they see you the next time, they may post a little comment. Now, the key is for other people who are watching to be able to see the worst thing you can do is when that person posts their first comment to say, I'll send you a DM.
Really?
You all know what DM means. DM
Yep.
means direct message. But in people's minds, the first thing that goes through everybody else's mind, because they can't see the conversation anymore. So the first thing that goes through their mind is, oh,
Um,
she's selling her a course. She's going to sell her a package. I'm not going to comment because she'll want me in the DMs. And then we know what that is. That's that sales pitch. So respond and maybe give a little bit more. Offer a tip or make a comment back to what she said. and keep your comments engaging and informative. Now, you don't have to have like a full string of discussion with this person. You're not going to provide all of their answers. For example, as someone like myself, if you did a post and I said, Ricky, I'm struggling with prediabetes, is there a way to change what you talked about? Is there a way I could modify this to make it healthier for me? If you just say, I'll send you a DM because you think, oh, I can really help her, but I want to coach her. People think,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to sell her a something,
Yeah.
right? But if you say to me, well, Brenda, that's a great question. There are a number of different ways that you could change this, but here's one example.
Yes.
And then you give an example, or you could say, and to hear more about this, watch for my post on Friday or watch for my post next Monday because I'll post more about this. So you're not saying buy more, you're encouraging me to come back. You're seeing if I do come back because when I come back and I post another comment on your next post, I've just confirmed that I am a qualified buyer. So I still wouldn't say I'm going to send you a DM. I wouldn't say it in there. What I would do is I would go over, I would look for them. If you're doing this all on LinkedIn, I would look up their LinkedIn profile. I would make sure that I'm following their LinkedIn profile. If they've posted anything recently, I would comment on what they're posting about. So our chief connector, Marion, this must make sense to you. This is kind of like building a relationship. It's
Yeah,
exactly what it is. You're building
Yeah.
a relationship
yeah.
with a stranger and you're doing it in writing instead of in a conversation.
I have a confession. I have never ever said I'll send you something in a DM.
I haven't either.
I think that's for the
Good.
younger people. I don't think we older people even really know what that is. I mean, of course, we know it's a direct message, but I don't think that's something that I would do. But I totally get where you're coming from, and I understand it. And I love
Yeah.
connecting with people. I love building connections and collaborations and all the things that happen when you're open to it. So I
Mhm.
do. I want to mention something. I I asked my AI. I call her Sage, um, for some ways that I could connect on a deeper level with people on LinkedIn, and she mentioned Lunch Club. Have you ever heard of it?
No, that one's new to
Yeah.
me. I have one I can tell you about though.
Well, Lunch Club it's old. Apparently, it's been going on for a long time. And the people who developed it have basically let it run on its own now. So there's nobody really promoting it and doing things. However, everyone I have met on Lunch Club is fantastic. And they are all about not selling you on the first try, but it's so interesting because it is run by AI. It knows the type of people that you're looking for. It goes out and finds out if they want to meet with you as well, and you meet online on their software. It's kind of like Zoom, and you can meet as up to 3 people a week. It's amazing. You can turn it on and turn it off, like if you're going on vacation or whatever. But if you leave it on, man, you are busy meeting people.
How do we
Wow.
find Lunch Club, Marion?
Huh?
How do we find it?
Yeah.
Let me, while we discuss something else, let me go and find the link, okay?
I
That would be
love
fabulous.
I love this podcast simply because not just learning about other people in this wonderful world, but we learn so many new things that even in our own expertise, and your area definitely is LinkedIn, and it's I keep learning things about my profession and my life altogether. And that's what I love about this. And so we're not going anywhere yet. And I do want to say something to our audience. Please comment whether it's about lunch club on LinkedIn or about your own lunch club or a podcast or something that you've learned at this point in our podcast. And please let us know that you're there and how you're enjoying it. If we can make it better, we will. But I think this is one of the best podcasts that I've ever been on, whether as a guest or as a host. And I love it because we learn things all the time. You never stop learning. So, Marion?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it right now, but I
Oh,
will put it in the comments down below. I'll send you a link and then you can. It's interesting. It doesn't cost anything. And
no.
if you use my link, what it does is it allows for the people that are coming in, that are being invited in, to see that you know me. So it helps to
Hmm.
invite people with your link. It's pretty interesting. There's no cost or anything, so it is like an affiliate program, but it doesn't. There's no money involved. It gives you
Is
like
it
a
called
point.
Lunch Club?
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Okay.
actually sent you a link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. I swear, in the link down below, you'll be able to find the link, and that you
Great.
can connect with
I
me.
can't
Yeah.
wait. I
Good.
cannot wait.
And you said you had something that you wanted to tell us about.
I have another tool that
Oh.
makes it really, really clear when you're on LinkedIn that you're
Ooh.
number one, that you're not a bot because bots can't get onto it. And number
Okay.
that you're interested in building relationships.
Great.
So the tool is called My Most Trusted. Now, I've been using it for about 5 years now, and it's a Chrome extension that works with your LinkedIn. So the only requirement is you have to be using Chrome in order to use it. But as long as you have your LinkedIn turned on Chrome,
Hmm.
then use the My Most Trusted tool. And what it does, first of all, let me tell you what it does not do because it will not get you in trouble with LinkedIn. It doesn't crawl through profiles and scrape information, and it doesn't message people for you. But
Oh,
what it does do is it allows you to take the people that you know already. So, you two lovely ladies, now that I've met you, and actually, Marion, once we have a one-to-one, then you'll be added into this for sure because I know that I'll be wanted to have you in my trusted network. Because your trusted network is the people that you number one know already. So you feel you know a little bit about them. You come to the conclusion that you kind of like them already. There's somebody that you like that you'd like to talk to again, that you'd be willing to refer to them if someone asked you for an introduction. So if somebody said to me, Brenda, I'm looking for help with nutrition, I would be thrilled to introduce them to Ricky because Ricky, you're such a nice lady, and you've shared on the other call that I was on with you, you shared such good information. So it would be a good introduction.
thank you.
So those are the kind of criteria that you use when you're connecting, when you're putting people into your most trusted. You add them manually, and they get a message with a link that says you've been added to my most trusted. You can modify this message any way you want. You ladies will get one later today. Ricky, you'll get one later today, and Marion after we have our one-to-one, because my rule, so anybody who sees this and goes looking for my most trusted, and you can find it on LinkedIn. You can find, if you just put my most trusted into the LinkedIn search, it will come up.
Hmm. Okay.
But my rule is don't add people until you've had a one-to-one with them. Because if you meet somebody on a networking event and you have 2 minutes with them, you really don't know them.
Right.
So get to
Yeah.
know them a little better. And then this tool, what it allows you to do is exchange introductions and referrals. So I'll be able to see if Ricky installs the tool and starts adding people, I'll be able to see the people that Ricky connects with. Very similar to the way you were talking about Lunch Club. And then I can reach out to Ricky and say, Ricky, can you introduce me to Marion? because I want to have a one-to-one with Marion. And then Ricky can do a little introduction where she tells Marion how she met me and who I am. And then Marion can we take it from there in our conversation. But it is wonderful because we all have people on our LinkedIn who maybe saw you on a podcast or something like that and have sent you a connection request that you accepted,
Yeah.
but you really don't know them yet.
Good point. And that's one thing. When somebody sends me a request like that, I always go to their profile. And
Great.
sometimes I've experienced something where there is no profile. So of course that's delete. But there are other times, and I also look for who the mutual connections are,
Yes.
so that I can either refer to them and talk with them. It's a great suggestion. And it also, I think, it would keep you from getting a lot of spam and a lot of trashy messages.
It really does. It really does.
I
It's
think that's a good
great. Thank you,
idea
Brenda.
because
Beautiful.
just regular LinkedIn is just not very fun. Let's put it that way. It's just a barrage of posts that people do, and I get a lot of spammy type of messages. Hey,
Mhm.
buy my stuff. So I like both of these, Lunch Club and my most trusted. I
Most
like that.
trusted.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going to check that out. I look
so am
forward
I.
to meeting you in person. Uh, you're in Canada, so not physically in person, but a one-on-one. That's great. I already really like you a lot, so this is a good start. Thank you, Ricky, for introducing us to Brenda. And Brenda, you'll come back, please. And next time we'll have a little more time, and we would want to know how you can help us as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as people who want to connect with good, positive people. We want to know more. So thank you for joining us today. And I know Ricky has one final request.
Yes. If, and I'm sure you have one wonderful nugget that you've gleaned from this conversation, please let us know. Just drop it into the chat and say thank you to Brenda, to me, to Marion, all of us, however you want to do it. But let us know if you found one thing that I did, I found several, that you didn't really know about before. And come back and join us again next Monday when we will have another stimulating, wonderful guest like Brenda. And join us every week on Mondays for the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks,
Marion?
Brenda. Thanks,
Thank you,
Ricky.
Brenda. Don't go away.